All right, they've been given dominion to run this earth. Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah 60:1, arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right, and the light is coming in the form of this word. The scriptures say that the man of sin will be revealed by the word of the Lord's mouth first, and that's through the prophets, which is going to lead and usher in the destruction of Esau, Edom. So light has come in the form of this word, which it comes directly from the Most High God Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, okay, on down into the earth to the minds of the men of the Lord to speak and do these lessons, man. Come out on the highways and the byways. The reason that the men of the Lord are faithful is not of their own merit. It's ultimately a spirit guiding them. All right? So that's the light that has come here in these latter days, man. Light has come in the form of this word. But we know, according to John 3, that men love darkness rather than light.
Right.
And that's the time we're living in. And only the elect are going to love that light. Okay?
I'll just back you up.
Yep.
It's 1 Peter 2:9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should shew forth praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So when we're about to read in Isaiah 60, it tells you that the people in the earth is in gross darkness. But there's a lot of people of this seed line who've been called out of that darkness to establish righteousness in the earth and, bring forth the refreshing of the earth, which is going to lead to the kingdom of heaven, and all people, flourishing. Because right now the people are voided because the wicked are in authority. So we're talking about a change of government. All right, the kingdom being translated from one people to another.
Right. That's right. Read, go ahead.
Isaiah 60:1, arise, shine, for the light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right.
Verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
Right. This is the age of information. This is the age where the Lord has allowed truth to be spread into the planet Earth. You have the prophets through the Holy Spirit who are speaking the truth, making the understanding of this book come forth. All right. But synonymously, you have an age where information now on the elites and info war, right? Well, he's right about that.
That's right.
Okay, because that's what's ultimately forwarded this wicked beast system is lies, pseudoscience, and to be quite frankly with you, bullshit. Okay, lies, empty vanity, things that are intentional lies have controlled the narrative, all right, for hundreds of years, man. With dealing with this devil. Ever since he came out of the
bottomless pit,
the bottomless pit over in Europe, and brought forth that Renaissance period, he has done nothing but lie. Go ahead.
For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people.
Darkness has covered the earth, and gross darkness the people, man. The people are under a strong delusion. Okay, leasing is at hand, which means basically lying. Okay, all manner of lies have been spread forth. This system, according to the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, will blaspheme the name, which the name is more than just Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. It's the reputation and the fame regarding those names that comes with those names. Right. The whole vibration of the Most High God, Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai, has been ultimately obliterated here. See, the God of this world has people, when people think of God, they're not thinking of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Nope.
1 Corinthians, the 8th chapter tells you there's many gods. There's many lords who people call gods and bow to. A God is what has power over you. What dictates your actions. Right? So there's many gods in this world. So when these niggas get on the stage and say, I want to thank God, after they did a whole album on adultery, murder, theft, all right, how to be a nigga one-on-one in the form of an album. But then he gets on stage and when he gets to the war, I want to thank God. They're not talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
It can't be.
The truth of who the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is coming out in this time. Right. This gospel will be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, then the end will come.
That's why I said it was hidden for ages. It was hidden. Now it's being made manifest now.
Right.
Yep.
Oh. Yep.
Were you already reading Revelation 13?
No, I didn't have.
This is Revelation chapter 13. I'll read verse 5 and verse 6. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened. Revelation 13 and 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Going into the rebirth of the Roman Empire.
Right.
The Edomites coming back in that small season.
Right. Now that's talking about actually when you read that 40 and 2 months, that's 3.5 years. That's 350 years where ultimately we will be separated from our power. Ultimately, Esau's power waned when we woke up to this truth. So his continuance, his little season, as the elder is going into, would be from the point of the Renaissance period, all right, to this age where ultimately they got the Israelites in complete subjection. Starting at around 16 and 19, all right, the understanding of Israel has been completely wiped out of the earth, and all of these lies have been brought forth. You see, he's been able to ultimately have close to 300 years of free labor, but there was a point where Israel had no idea who they were.
Man.
So that allowed him to forward and get to become the richest nation the world's ever seen.
Yep.
And he's speaking great things with that power. His science, his technology, his everything that he's putting forth opposes itself against the Most High. The man of sin is not Apostle Tahar, man.
Right.
Okay? The man of sin is talking about the biblical Edomite. Lucifer, man. Okay? The one who's saying that he's bearing the light. You see?
Yeah, read Thessalonians to tell you about the man of sin being revealed, man.
Right.
In this line, Revelation, the 11th chapter, is letting you know that who's going to be in power at this time when the Israelites will be in a dead state.
Right.
It's not going to be the so-called Chinese or the Arabs or anything like that.
Right.
It'll be the Edomites, because the beginning of the Revelation, the 13th chapter, is going into the beginning of the Edomite rule, beginning with the leopard, which is the Greeks.
Right.
See? And then it says, verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in it. Going into crossing out the Messiah, crossing out the Lord, and replacing it, right? With a synthetic blessing, with a synthetic kingdom, a digital kingdom.
Right.
You see? Go ahead. Last verse, verse 7. This is what's coming. This is what Esau is scheduling to do. Everything that this devil set up, with the trillions of dollars that he put into the public food system, you know, the pharmaceutical industry, the food, you know, the so-called the music, the education, Hollywood. This is all what it's aimed at. It's aimed at the Israelites at the end of the day. Verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. I'm gonna say that power is gonna be taken away.
Right.
Right? All that power was given for the ultimate okie doke.
Right.
Right? I'm talking about sin stacked up to the heavens,
Man.
rest among the stars.
You went in.
Rap sheet tight.
Still
Yep.
going.
Yeah.
He's being called out. All of these nations, a lot of Hamite nations are cursing Babylon out, because what's happening is, with all of these wicked policies and this darkness that's being spread, you got America that's going into these various different African countries, pushing the alphabet thing hard, telling them that they need to accept democracy. So what that means is basically democracy is witchcraft, because the rules and the laws are predicated upon what the people want. So if you can make a big fuss that people want alphabet behavior to be accepted and passed, in a democracy, well, we have to pass laws predicated upon this ideology, because it's being demonized, as people hate it.
Right.
So then you're able to instill all manner of evil, wickedness, confusion, but it becomes a law to accept it. It becomes a law to practice it. See, it's demonic. Democracy. So all of these Hamite nations that this devil has subjugated. Okay, it said that he would overcome the saints. That's the answer as to why this devil has had a foot in your ass. All of these years he's had a foot in your. You know what? The answer is in the Holy Scriptures.
Right.
He was used as a whooping stick to come up against you. You'll be all right.
Surely you will.
You'll be all right.
And you had if I just may add on to what the elder's point, recently had a province in Canada that's banning Planned Parenthood now, man. And you know what Planned Parenthood began? It began here in Babylon in America. Man.
Right.
So you got a lot of these different nations, like the elder mentioned, those different Hamite nations, you know, all these different nations that's been drunk off the wine of Babylon, and now what? Now the nations are mad.
They mad.
And the next thing that's getting ready to come is Revelation 17 and 16. Man, they're gonna burn this bitch with fire, man.
Right.
You know?
Right. So gross darkness has pretty much, you know, read that again.
Isaiah 60:2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, because the Lord is going to deliver the elect out of all of this madness. Okay, so we're living in a time where lies, wickedness, all right, evil behavior has been magnified on a level like never before. Somebody get 2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Was I there already?
Yeah. Where's that? Don't start on nowhere. I don't know what it's talking about.
I'm gonna start at 6. Okay. 2nd Esdras 5 and 6. And even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth.
Right.
And the fowl shall take their flight away together.
2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter.
Yep. So verse 7, and the Sodomite sea.
Yeah, get that. Yeah.
Verse 7, and the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night.
So the Sodomite sea would cast out fish. All right. Now the sea giving up fish means that things are dead. It means the waters are polluted. Who are the waters? The people. So the Sodomite sea. This is the Sodomite sea. The earth has been turned into the vibration of Sodom via what? The ruler. The ruler has pushed a policy and a vibration that has allowed sodomy, because sodomy is more than just, you know, a man and a man and a woman and a woman. It's ultimately you burning in your passions to just do whatever the hell you want to do. Do as thou wilt. Sodom is a way. It's a way of life. It means to burning. The word literally means burning. So people burn in their lust to do all of these evils, and all of this darkness has been spread. And boy, oh boy, look at the results of it, man.
Look at it. It's right in front of you.
We're at the point where the Lord, there's no, the only answer is in what we're saying. We don't have no doubt about that. We're not up here with a what if or a gray area. This got to happen. Of course, if this ain't true, everything through.
That's a shirt.
It's bad. Yeah, if this ain't true, everything through.
Man.
Keep going.
Continuing on.
Read it, start over.
Verse 7, 2nd Esdras 5 and 7 again from the top. It says, and the Sodomite sea shall cast out fish.
Right.
And make a noise in the night.
Right, and the noise is being made in the night. We're in darkness right now. And the noise is being made in the form of the image of the beast, the New World Order, which he's forcing you to bow to that image. He's forcing you to bow to rebellion. Okay, pick a side, all right, in preparation for him to bring his mark, his charagma, which was prophesied by our forefather, okay, John the Revelator, Yahweh Shah's best friend. He wrote that vision, man. Allah didn't write it. Allah didn't give it. Muhammad didn't give it. All right, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, through his only begotten son, sent this truth down here, man. And gave it to the lowly. Go ahead.
Which many have not known.
Right, this is a way of life.
Right.
Many have not known. Now, we've seen eras of rebellion and wicked, you know, demonic, you know, civilizations, but this is the worst. Why? Because now they have the World Wide Web.
Oh man.
To forward this. See, you would have to go before the idol, like, you know what I'm saying? Although the idols came with behavior patterns, but now we're living in a time where the idol is speaking and literally spreading itself throughout the whole entire planet Earth. Because the idol is more than just a nigga, you know, looking in the sky and you got to bow to him. Yeah, they did that, but there were different rites and ways that were tied to that. Just like we have rights and ways tied to our power. Well, on the left hand, they have ways. And these ways tend to govern the societies they rule.
Yeah, idol worship really is a code of conduct a person keeps.
Right.
It's a way of life. So we talk about people idol worshiping today, they subscribe to particular behavior patterns. Behavior patterns that are against.
Shit, really three.
Go to the creeds of Yahweh Shah.
3 and 4.
A great show that gives you a visual aid for that. You know, if you like to watch shows, is American Gods. They show you how television and media and all these different things, people begin worship it. They got in the show, they got a guy for, I believe, modern medicine. How people bow down to modern medicine in that show. We seen that recently in with the plan. People bow down to a syringe.
And all these different acts, you know, it all stems back to old Hamitic customs, man. Things that were going on in the land of Canaan, all that odious child sacrifice, drinking the blood, you know, all that's all that Esau does. All he does is just recycle shit that he gets from the heathen, man.
Right.
It's just here in Babylon, he just amalgamated everything and put it in a big pot.
Right.
So it's just everything is just one. You know?
Team of wickedness.
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 34 chapter.
It's a wicked gumbo. That's why it's called the mother of all harlots.
That's why I say also the sacrifice of Basra.
Right.
Everything is here.
Everything is here. Go ahead.
Continuing on. But they shall all hear the voice thereof.
Everybody's hearing the voice. See, and if your soul ain't stable, all right, what are you gonna do? You go. Ultimately, in some shape, form, fashion, you're gonna bend. You was gonna say something?
No, go ahead. I got something to go with that.
Yep. See, so this is the age we're living in. The Sodomite Sea is casting out fish. The fish can be doctrines.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens when a fish washes ashore? It rots. It becomes stinky. That's the environment. This is a trashy, stinky environment.
What you just said, think about like how the scripture says how the Lord he will bring plagues into Egypt as before. Now,
You gonna stay over here with us, man? I got you. Well, don't come back, so I don't need your ass.
Well, the Lord said in 2nd Ezra 15 that he will bring plagues into Egypt as before. Now we know it's going into physical plagues as well, you know, but this is like a plague in the sense of, you know, this is the beginning.
It is.
Because, you know, before anything happens, the prophets have to speak the words of Yahweh B'Shem Shah for it to manifest. So that what? There's no cloaks of people's sins.
Right.
See?
I got one for you. Hebrews 12:26, whose voice then shook the earth, but now he hath promised, saying, yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. The heaven goes to Esau, his rulership, the chief house of Esau.
Right.
So in 2nd Ezra 1:38, he said the Lord has sent his prophets like Abraham. So now that dreadful sound of the Lord is back in the earth, shaking the heavens, which is Edom, Esau rulership,
Right.
because they thought at one time they could conceal this forever, but they forgot about the spirit.
Yeah.
You see, revealing it back unto us. You know.
Right. The Lord said that if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, right? Now, what is the mountain of this time? Esau, Edom's rulership.
Yep.
This is a mountain, and it's being moved through mere speech. The world is changing through mere speech, language, which that's the most important thing of a civilization, language. And Esau's been able to manipulate words. He got people in a complete deep sleep. This is a real age of rebellion, man. Keep reading.
Continuing on verse 8. There shall be confusion also in many places. And the fire shall be all sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places.
I'm sure with that.
And innocent women shall bring forth monsters.
See? There shall be confusion in many places. See that? It said there shall be confusion in many places. Oh, you didn't get one? You see? We're living in an age of confusion. Darkness. Gross darkness has covered the people, man. Read that again.
Continuing on in verse 8, or rather reads, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall oft be sent out again.
Fires are everywhere. Right now, we're living in a time of the Canadian wildfires, which is that's doing a lot of damage. And now, in particular parts of the regions of the earth, they're telling people to stay inside because of the air quality, which synonymously, you know, they're spreading poison too.
Oh yeah,
it ain't just the smoke. You know, he gonna take that. He gonna use it as an opportunity to spread disease. Now, if you look, bro, people have been sick. This is literally this is a sick world, man. That's because the powers that be know that they have but a short time to go. So through all of these lies, through all of this BS, somebody get Sirach the 39th chapter. What are we to do as the servants of Yahweh B'Shem Shah? We're calling you to repent. Turn back to the Lord, man, which turning back to who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ all right, through faith, man, receiving the Holy Spirit, it's nothing better than this. Especially right now, with all of this confusion going on, where people don't know what the hell to do. Family structure has been broken. There's no trust amongst the people. Okay? They're outlawing free speech. If you didn't have the Holy Spirit, you wouldn't know what the hell to do. Wisdom and knowledge, again, is going to be the stability of your time. Not being a nigga. Being a nigga only worked up until 2004. Then being a nigga became just completely nasty. Yeah. At least being a nigga was cute. All right, in the old days. Oh, shit, that's a lot of
Sirach 39. I'm sorry.
Yep, Sirach 39.
Sirach 39, verse 1 says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients, and be occupied in prophecies."
Right, read that again.
Sirach 39:1. "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High,
Right.
and is occupied in the meditation thereof."
We've been awakened. Now we care about the laws. That's one thing that the Lord wanted us as the sons of God to recognize through this punishment, man, is that we went off in the importance of his laws. See, the Lord, people are asking, why would the Lord make us go off but give us a law? Because he ultimately wanted us to be made subject to vanity, so that, because we had to go through this in order to rule the world. We had to see a world predicated upon full rebellion, so that we can know and understand the importance of his order.
Right.
And appreciate it. He wanted us to appreciate. He didn't want to freely give it. He said, nigga, you're going to appreciate me when it's all said and done. He made us subject to vanity so that we can fall to the left hand. So because the Lord is not a false balance.
Man, woo.
We had to, what if we just knew righteousness? That's it. That's an incomplete story.
Right.
See?
Just one-sided, yeah.
Right.
True.
It's really like, that's not a fun movie. Like,
To have a fulfilling movie,
right.
the main characters have to go through a dynamic change. That means they have to be confronted with conflict, they have to be beaten by it,
Right.
then they have to learn how to overcome it.
Right.
The same way Howard did. Right. His own story.
Right.
He was overcome by
Right.
sin in prior lifetimes, fell into it, gave into it, but then at the end, as Howard saw, he overcame it in perfection, man.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave us all a gateway and opportunity and the blueprint to do the same.
That's right.
That's leading to his return.
Yep.
When he come back and say we're gonna be like him when he come back if we endure to the end. So the full the fulfilling of everything is when he come back. You know what I'm saying? With those angels.
Right.
Isaiah 63, 66, plenty other 2nd and 13, all these different prophecies that go into the return.
Right.
Right.
Right. Repenting is cool, man.
Yeah.
Man.
What matter of
Hope.
man ought you to be?
Right.
When you in a position where you're subject, this is your Yahweh Shem Shai. He's forcing you to call upon him. He's forcing you to humble yourself and call upon him for help, because you don't got it on your own.
Because ain't no other.
You don't got the so-called strength on your own to be able to overcome this beast.
Nope.
Can't.
The Lord made it to whereas you're gonna call upon me for salvation.
Right.
If you don't, you're gonna die. Then I'm gonna make you perfect. Whereas
Right.
you gonna,
Right. And the only
Yeah.
way to defeat the devil is Yahweh Shai. He's the only one that can overcome the serpent. He was overcome by the serpent. He's the only one. That's why it calls him the second Adam. He's the only one. So we're subject to that way out. We're subject to it, and we've accepted it. The rest of our people are saying, nah, nigga, Biden, nah, we gonna, yeah, okay, shit going digital. We gonna get digital banks. All right.
Alrighty.
Because that's what Jake, the bag. Or the bag is going digital.
Then what?
Now, if you got the bag, ain't nothing wicked about that. But see, wicked niggas with the bag are dangerous. Just like Esau. He's got the most power on the planet Earth. That makes him the most dangerous. See, when we get the riches of the earth, right? Which the riches are the elements, the minerals, the resources in the earth. We're gonna use it to help the earth. It ain't just gonna be hoarded to us. Now we're gonna have the fattest part under he who has the fattest part, which is the whole thing was given to Yahweh Shai, man. You see? Keep where we at?
Sirach 39. I'll read it again for you. Sirach 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof,
Right.
will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients.
See, that's what grounds us in this time. While all of these lies, because I mean, goddamn, last week, okay, so much happened, right? Hunter Biden, I believe he pled guilty.
Yeah, he
or
pled
was
guilty to a
indicted
lot
for
of
something.
shit. Yeah.
He's a complete demon. You got
Submarine.
nah, that's to cover it all up. Before the submarine, this is what was
Man,
all
was so
going
much
on,
sick,
man.
yeah.
There was a lot of stuff going on. You had the emails, the Epstein J.P. Morgan emails, which I just did a news and prophecy going into this. Okay, you had the Russia the bombing of the pipeline.
Yeah.
There was proof.
Yeah.
There came proof, all right, that, and one of the whistleblower came out and said, well, America's responsible for that. That's NATO. That's just them invoking war.
Yep.
All right, because ultimately the Lord got a spirit of war in the planet Earth, and there was other stuff that happened synonymously. Oh, and then your government, your people just told you, nigga, we growing chickens.
Right.
We're gonna just put them on the, yeah, you can have those too. Right? We growing these hoes, man.
Yeah.
Since you niggas love chicken, well, I grow chicken.
In the lab.
That shit.
Right. Not weed, chicken. You growing chicken, and you would think the people would be like, wait a minute. But people are so drunk, they didn't give a damn. So with all of those things happening, then you got the Titanic. Just all of a sudden, that's the main story.
Man, yeah. And now they got all these memes, like they got all these jokes going on about it.
Yep,
You know what I'm
yep.
saying? There was just a coup in Russia where they pretty much their own government started bombing their own country.
Right.
And that came out, and I did a lesson on this a couple of days ago, and that came out that was a CIA-backed operation.
Right.
But the guy, he actually stems back over here. So it's all kinds of stuff going on. Like you always say, the people walking around eating sandwiches.
Because they don't give a damn. Nigga, they told you the alien, all right, was at Walmart.
You gonna try to get an autograph?
He escaped Issachar, nigga, hopped the gate. This nigga at Walmart. You know? Oh shit, what are these? Opening chips.
I know.
And people are just like, oh, okay, good shit. I don't give a fuck. I seen a tranny. They don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn about no alien.
Yeah, just like you say, what are these?
Shit, if
You
you
got
just show
to
me these motherfuckers, you just walking around shoulders out here,
Oh.
titties, okay, walking up the street.
Full beard.
Right. That's an alien.
Yeah,
So not even after you show somebody that, people don't give a fuck no more.
Nah, they threw gross darkness to people.
Gross darkness to people. So
Damn,
keep
bro.
going.
God. Verse 2. It says, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
Right. The afflictions of our forefathers, the things our forefathers went through, the way they endured. We're tied to those stories.
Right, yep, man.
See? Because you got to think too. You know, of course, it's Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But then our righteous forefathers, you got to think, I don't want to let him down after he did what he did. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to let Abraham down. I don't want to let, Jacob, David. How I'm going to let them down? You use that as motivation, man. Our forefathers offered their bodies up as a living sacrifice. So it's your turn.
That's why they're written of.
Right.
Romans 15:4.
Right. So
Yep.
us going and linking to this culture and being like, damn, these are my forefathers, that grounds us, man.
Kind.
In the midst of all this goddamn lying.
Right. Hell yeah.
They give you examples of things that they did to overcome what was going on in that time. Everything is reincarnated. There's nothing new under the sun. So
Right.
you read the examples and say, okay, this is what our forefathers did, and they got a good result from it.
Right,
This was
right.
pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, or this was not pleasing in the eyes of Yahweh
Right.
Bashim Yahweh Shai.
It's an example.
Right. We're basically the family line of Shem through our faxan during the time of the Tower of Babel. Okay, before the falling away at the time of Terah, there were the sons of God were sticking to the traditions. through Noah, through Shem,
Yep.
through Arphaxad, through Shelah, through Eber, which that's where we get the word Hebrew. These are all righteous men. And they had sons and daughters. These were Jakes going in. So they lived through an age of rebellion known as the Tower of Babel. Now you're in Babylon the Great, which Babel means
Man.
what? Confusion. With confusion, mixing. Like you got fusion jazz where it's just all over the place. Sometimes you listen to that shit like, man, hell nah.
Too much.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. But you learn to kind of like what Jake did when you listen to the composition of it. But with fusion, he's mixed all of these philosophies, okay, to where we're living in a time you can't even define woman without offending somebody.
Man, it's get the ticket and go to jail in that age.
Only one side to be offended.
Right, because what is the main thing that you can say separates a man from a woman? Her ability to bear children. I mean, you gotta go there. That ain't all what defines. That's what defines a woman. Point blank period. That's what makes her a woman.
Childbearing
Now,
hips.
of course, yeah, she can hit the tennis ball and do other shit too. But we talking about what the Lord created her for.
Right.
But now you got Esau. Now you got Esau setting up these things, these T-3000s with artificial women.
Right.
All these women you got missing women.
Right.
And they just missing. What do you think they doing, man? They harvesting body parts, man.
Right.
But that sounds crazy to that. It sounds crazy to the masses of people. These seats there. All right, well now look what they doing. Now they actually having artificial wombs now.
It's just
We gotta get
nuts, man.
Right. Because the Lord is coming back to deliver the physical descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's coming back to enslave literal Edomites, literal Moabites. So if he can create a master race, he can wiggle his way up out of the judgment. That's written. That's his path. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to redo what is. He's trying to change it so as he can write a victory in it for himself instead of what's written for him. That's why Esau was so mad.
Make a man after his image and after his likeness.
Right. And he doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it.
And niggas are just wiggling around and silent. Here it is, this man, you're an Israelite, and you see this man boasting in his science, and you mean to tell me you're not gonna even mention it? You're not gonna say no, the scriptures, the Lord gonna stop all of that.
they scared to say anything.
Somebody real quick, 2nd Esdras 13 and 38. Real quick.
Yeah, I got that, Isaiah.
Yep.
38, all right? It reads, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts.
Start at the verse above that.
Okay, verse 36. Verse 36. And Zion shall come and shall be shewed to all men,
Right.
being prepared and builded.
Right, being prepared and building. The tabernacle of David, man. Being restored to our original order, our original bodies. The earth is going to see it. Okay, they're going to see our salvation. Go ahead.
Like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands.
Uh-huh.
And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations.
The Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to rebuke the wicked inventions of these nations, right? So if we're the extension of Yahweh Shai, we not going to rebuke him? When he comes, he literally is going to destroy the whole beast system. He's going to fully destroy America by physical landmass, but the areas of Europe and stuff like that, y'all know we going to rule. We going to have the earth in our hands.
Yeah.
So we going to go to all of these different parts of the earth, okay, and ultimately get all of that concrete up, okay, which the heathen are going to do that, and ultimately certain parts of the earth, Africa, what they call Africa, man, we going to set up shop.
Yes, sir.
Starting in Jerusalem. But America is always going to be a memorial of what happens to those who rebel against the Lord. You gonna say something? No. Oh, okay. See?
Ain't like that pillar of salt. Still stand to this day.
Yep.
And also,
Shit.
America may not look the way it looks now on the map. Once these missiles, displace all this stuff,
Right.
it might be territories that, kind of
Right.
look different.
Man,
So
it's
it's
cool.
gonna be a memorial, but you know, because people will sit there and say, "Damn, that's like half the earth." People think that it is,
Right.
but it's not.
Oh,
You know what I
no.
mean?
It's gonna look like it from
That
an aerial
map is
view.
bullshit. That map that they got you is bullshit.
The map is racist.
They always think America, they make
Racist,
America
right.
bigger than all the other countries. You know what I'm saying? Like when these missiles hit, man, it's gonna cause tsunamis, tidal waves, it's gonna cause
Ain't gonna feed me, man.
earthquakes, man. This whole terrain will be completely jacked up.
Right. It's going to be a memory. It's going to be a memorial. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, is a memorial. Even though it ain't literally burning, in memory it is burning.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
See? So America's going to be that new memorial of what happens when you rebel against him. So Yahweh Shai is going to rebuke the wicked inventions of you heathen, man. And what's one of the main inventions being boasted in? Trans
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. Autobots.
Transgender. Like how do you're going to transcend outside of male and female? What are you doing? How do you go outside of that?
When you confuse the sex,
Right.
It's
or,
an
you know
auto.
what I'm saying? When you can confuse that and get the people to actually think in their mind and not comprehend, but get them to agree that you know what, even though this person is this, I kind of see where they're coming from. To even have that.
Boy, it's had it. Yeah.
You know, this is the wicked. That's how you know that this is the serpent's venom.
Yeah, it's Pandora's box. You can get somebody, like he's saying, you can get somebody to accept that philosophy. You can get them to accept anything. All right, and that's what when you read Romans 1, you say, oh, the Lord gives you flow to that spirit. But then as you start to read the characteristics, it kind of clicks like, oh, somebody that has this spirit on them is accepted to do any kind of wickedness there is.
Backbiting and steal.
They're willing to go. There's no boundaries, there's no lines that they won't cross.
Right.
Yeah, so
Open to everything.
Somebody that's okay with gender and the spectrum, just know that person is willing to do anything.
Justify it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because you're arguing a blatant truth. That's like crazy. Like it's right there in your face, and you're so rebellious. You're just like, no, nigga, that's a woman. And you like, no, but he was born like, bro, nigga had 8 sacks in high school. Trophy.
He lead goaltender
Like
and
you
shit.
ain't finna tell me this nigga is no woman, bro. No.
Okay, great. He get the female parts. The nigga still got the dunk of the year.
Right.
Like the fucking nature of a man don't go nowhere.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
It's
And then
stupid.
these women,
He got the dunk with
they'll go and
titties.
play. These men go play basketball against the women. But you notice the women turn to men. They don't never go to the NBA.
Oh, shit. I know, right?
Keisha Robinson, this bitch.
But
You don't see that.
it's shit. Nah.
Right. You don't see that. with a taper.
She get beat by the girl. She get beat by the whatever.
I know. Hey, it's, see, my words can't Right.
This is because you read about rebuking the wicked inventions.
Right.
Isaiah chapter 11, just getting straight to the point, verse 4.
Oh,
It says, but with righteousness shall he judge the poor,
so you want that
and
26?
reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth,
Title.
and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And that's happening right now, man. That line right up in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, where it said that with the brightness of his coming, the Lord's going to destroy this devil with the spirit of his mouth and his brightness. But that happens, that all begins right now with this word going out, man. We're standing up in the face of wickedness, in the face of evil, rebuking the wicked inventions. So the Lord is actually going to manifest, he's going to physically manifest it, man.
So with that being said, Shalaki, and what's happening right now, this is happening too to Esau. This is Job 15:21. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him.
This is that bad omen. This is
Job
we're the
15 to
bad
21.
omen for the wicked.
Right.
Often in movies or back in ancient times, people would understand, that's a sign for something that's going to come. This is a sign. This is a memory. That's going to be a memory when everybody's out here starving. When those missile alarms start to go off, they don't think back to walking by us. Right. That's going to think, oh shit. I walked by, I looked at the sign, those dudes was talking about this. This is that omen, man. That one of the things to come. But like it says in Proverbs 1, these people have set at naught the Lord's counsel. They didn't hearken unto that sound. Right? Just like back in ancient Israel, you have particular horns for particular events.
Yep.
What the return of a king, an invasion, you know what I mean? A feast. There's particular sounds. we're blowing that trumpet that, you know, destruction is getting ready to happen in the earth. If people are not hearkening, man.
Right. The scriptures talks about how, I believe it's in 2nd Esdras, that even though plagues gonna grow, people ain't gonna be mindful.
Oh, the scourges.
Yeah, somebody get that.
They gonna keep eating sandwiches.
They gonna keep eating them big ass sandwiches.
Can I read this one more time?
Yep.
You got it.
2nd Esdras 13 to 37. And this, my son, shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest.
That's why they gonna be destroyed. Because of these wicked inventions. It's too much. And these inventions ain't gonna win, man. Like all of this technology, all of this boasting, like these niggas are proud.
Oh yeah, it's beyond
He
that.
going like the rebellion against Yahweh Shemel Shai is the end thing right now. So just as we are going harder, ushering in the kingdom, they're going harder, man. See? And this is why we're witnessing a godless society. This is why we're witnessing a world where people are more inclined towards the philosophies and the gods of this world towards really following the Bible.
Yep, that's true.
Especially Jake. Jake is in all-out rebellion mode. So we like Noah. We got to see the sons of God mingled among the heathen tripping. And we got to continuously build this ark, man. Keep going.
The scourges.
He said scourge him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'll start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning.
Right. Woe is me. Why is Ezra's asking who's going to deliver me in those days? Because Ezra's somewhere doing a lesson. Ezra's is somewhere in the earth on fire.
Yes.
The prophets of old are all here. Okay? Some are in the spirit world, but the prophets of old are here to receive the reward of prophesying in all of these various different empires, man. Going even back to the time of Adam, prophesying the coming of a day where we're going to be restored. Like that had been talked about through the ages, man.
Yep.
Enoch talked about it. So Ezra is saying, woe is me, who gonna deliver me from that? Go ahead.
It says the beginning of famine and great death.
Right. And we're witnessing it. Especially since 2020. All right. Death is the end thing.
Pretty much. Yep.
Niggas just get on stage. Niggas just gave his last breath. Well, he lived till he died at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
But pretty much that was his last,
That's his last breath in public.
That was
Yeah,
his
last breath in public.
He wasn't even the last breath. He didn't think to glorify the Lord. His last breath was thinking rap.
Right. Right.
He died, loved what he wanted to do, I guess, right?
True.
They say.
Absolutely true.
Wrote in the game. It says the beginning of famine and great death.
Right, we're witnessing the beginning of famine.
Yeah.
Manufactured food shortage, which they put it in your face now. It's like this devil since 2020, but really even before that, has every week or month had something going on, like to push to the people. A new boogeyman, a new this, a new rebellion. Every week.
Each time.
Then they're using these celebrities as ultimately detour signs to get you to not look at what's really happening. And what's really happening, the biblical prophecy is being fulfilled. What John the Revelator saw, Esau is trying to convince the people that what John saw ain't what he doing.
Right.
Step by step, too.
And he set up Israelites to tell you that that's not what John seen either.
Right. Going hard, like every week, nigga, it ain't the chip. Like why, you gotta ask yourself, why is a guy so hard on, he got such a hard on, such a passion to tell you the mark ain't got nothing to do with the chip. To be a part of the mark. You mean to tell me the charagma, you're just not gonna mention it?
It's a roundabout way of admitting it is, without really saying it is.
Right, all of a sudden, now the IUIC has tied CBDC to their breakdown. in front of everybody.
That's crazy.
It's going to evolve into you're going to need a particular device to use your CBDC. You know what I mean? To use that. Your banking account is going to be on that chip.
Right. And they're setting, these sellout leaders are preparing you to not have a problem with it. See, if you're an Israelite, you should be offended by the notion that your children, which people like us, they plan on just putting us to death. But hypothetically speaking, we make it into the NWO and they give every Jake the Karab. You okay with that?
Man.
Hell to the
They gonna control everything you do.
That's why the scripture says that their covenant with death is going to be disannulled in that time.
Right.
Because they made a covenant, but they made a covenant with death, with Esau, man. And they think that when all hell breaks loose, that they a little piece of the pie in Esau's NWO system, they're gonna be good in it, man.
Right,
really,
you submit it so you gonna win.
Yeah, and the Lord is putting it in their mind to really think that. You know, but when that overflowing scourge come, man, they gonna get their ass destroyed, man.
Right. They that consent to them shall be had in derision. So you hear this, you thinking, well, I'm gonna just go about I'm gonna just bow to Esau.
Yeah, okay.
And you still lose. Dumb nigga, that's a true definition.
Don't
of a
make no
two-time
sense,
loser.
man.
Dumbass nigga award. That's what you get, the dumbass nigga award.
Have fashion shows and hand out awards. That needs to be the award.
Right, because now that you understand the law and you understand your transgression, like you gonna look back. You understand the importance of the law. You see how evil and wicked and rebellious this world is, and you see that evil wasn't away, and you gonna just be like, nah, you gonna turn your back on the Lord?
Just go take it.
That's the spirit of a woman. Yeah. That's the spirit of that's a very effeminate spirit to do that, man. To just turn around, look back, you know, you just worried about the dainties of this life.
Right.
You know? Hey man, you gotta have your mindset forward, man. Forget this world, man. This world is what else is there? What else is going on in this world that has you so stuck and encapsulated with it? When literally death is all around you, man. They don't see it.
These people living a lie. Man, them motherfuckers whack as hell living, man. They know damn well ain't no excitement in this place no more, man.
Yeah.
They living a lie.
Yeah, a big portion of Israel don't see it that way.
They fake living.
The scriptures say that the elect are going to see that there's nothing in this world, like you said. They're going to hate, they're not going to love their lives unto the death. So you don't see a lot of Israelite groups in that spirit.
You're not a faithful woman.
Yeah. You know what I mean? What they say in the world, they say women just wait at the finish line. So women always, it's a woman's nature just to seek the comfort. And that's what a lot of people's whole ministry is about, just comfort in this, you know, knowing you're Israelite. No, man, we got to catch hell. We got to go through stuff. We got to point things out. And we definitely got to be occupied in the prophecies. If I was somebody new learning the truth, after, like you said, after you learn about we transgressed and all of that, the next thing you will say is, well, what happens next?
Right.
So you will be occupied in the prophecies like the scriptures say. And if you're doing a process of elimination, what subset of men go into prophecy in a detailed fashion and are constantly paying attention, doing news and prophecies every day? Come on, man. The Lord is making it very clear who he's dealing with and who he's not.
Yep.
You know?
Man, real quick. 2 Ezra 16, verse 49 and 50. Like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity, when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face.
And that's happening. This word is an accusation to Esau Edom. It's an accusation against you. It's a testimony against you. Wickedness is being accused to its face via the prophets. Okay? Who shall declare his way to his face? The book of Job. The prophets were set up to do that, all right, in this time, man. Before Esau fell, he would see the prophets. The prophets will go into the gates of the noble, the sanctified ones. Go ahead.
Right.
It says, so shall righteousness hate iniquity, when she decketh herself. And that's what Esau is doing. He's decking himself with this New World Order system, man. You know, he's decking himself, building up the technological Tower of Babel.
Tripping.
You know, putting and this horde is America, man. Babylon the Great, this is the horde. Remember, man, we got to be as chaste virgins in the side of Yahweh Shemal Shah, but you got our people, even
right.
Israelites that are acting like hoes, man.
Yep, somebody get that? I've espoused you to one husband. 2 Corinthians 11. You can finish that if you got some more.
Yes, I'll finish the verse out. 2 Ezra 16 and 50. So shall righteousness hate iniquity, when she decketh herself, and shall accuse her to her face.
Right.
When he cometh, that shall defend him, that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth.
Man.
Man, and that's exactly what the Lord is going to do, man. There's an inquisition being made, man. And the inquisition begins, like we've been going into, the inquisition begins with the word of the Lord going out by the prophets. See, and then the physical inquisition is going to happen whenever Yahweh Shah returns, man. And then you're going to be judged for your actions in your body, whether they be good or whether they be bad. Everybody going to have to stand before the judgment seat, man. Your words are going to be accounted for. Your actions are going to be accounted for.
I got one for you.
False accusations are going to be accounted for. Everything, the Lord is going to make everything accounted for when He returns, man. There's not going to be no stone unturned. I think that's what I'm saying,
and no cloak.
You know, there ain't going to be no stone unturned, man.
Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work does.
So I got one for you, what you just said. Wisdom of Solomon 1:9. For inquisition shall be made into the counsel of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for manifestation of his wicked deeds.
Man, it says, and the sound of his words will come unto the Lord
Wisdom
for
of
the
Solomon 1:9.
manifestation of his wicked deeds. And that was here at the first chapter, right?
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 1.
You read down,
The
and that chapter
investigation.
talks about how pretty much going into pretty much those hypocrites are going to fall in that day, man.
That's what's
In
happening,
the
bro.
congregation.
Yep.
I think it's like the last verse.
Like 16.
You know, you don't got to get it. So.
Okay, good. Yeah, you good.
See, but the manifestation of the words of Yahweh Shah being made known. And all these people, all these jakes walking around that scoff and they say shit in their head, or they go on the computer. It ain't that. It ain't the microchip. These niggas. In us, scorn anybody else in the name of Yahweh. You know, all that.
I'm saying he hit the track record real quick snippet, like,
you know what I'm saying? all these different things that are being said, it's fine. It's
The angels
okay.
are watching, bro.
You know, it's fine. As he said himself, it's fine. You right, it is fine. You know, we gonna see, man.
I know mosquitoes or something. You want that in Isaiah 26?
What I call for?
Corinthians, I think the one got it.
2 Corinthians 11, I'll start at the top. It says, would to God you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with a godly jealousy.
Right, because he cursed him out. He got on him. He probably was screaming, you know. He was, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, look, the reason I'm tripping like this, man, and I'm so fervent, man, is because listen to what his duty is. Go ahead.
For I have espoused you to one husband,
Right.
that I may present you as chaste virgins to the Mashiach.
Start over in that verse.
2 Corinthians 11:2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
For I have espoused you to one husband.
He's speaking to the church. See, that's why, starting with the apostles and elders, like, bear with us in our folly. You know, we're fervent about this word. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get on the other camps.
Right.
We always get, you know what I'm saying? That's just a part of it. But see, it all boils down to we're jealous of the church. We want the church to be right with the Lord, man. So our job as shepherds under the good shepherd is to keep the sheep in the right mindset. That's what Paul is saying here. I am jealous over you to the church with godly jealousy because I have espoused you to one husband. Who are we espoused to? Yahweh Shai. That's our way back to the Father. As the bride, we haven't entered into the marriage yet. We're espoused. Okay? I've espoused you to one husband that I may present you as a chaste virgin. So our job is to make sure the church is pure in mind, you know, through the Spirit.
Jeremiah 6:2, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman.
I know,
Right. We're that woman. We're the bride. We're the wife of the Heavenly Father, man. And the bridegroom is Yahweh Shai. The friend of the bridegroom is John the Baptist, which that ultimately fulfills the prophets. Okay? Who are ultimately arranging the marriage, man. You know, getting things prepared, which that's how we are, man. We're fervent about the gospel, the doctrine, your mindset towards what you're involved in. We're serious about that. And it may seem weird to people, like, damn, these niggas really don't talk about the chip every day. These niggas really, like, they gonna call out, yo.
Yeah, but y'all weird. Shit.
Right.
trust you niggas.
It says Lord. It says, Isaiah asked the Lord how long, and the Lord told him what? He said until you make the seas pretty much until you make the seas waste, man.
Right.
How long shall I be prophesying this until I destroy it?
Right.
That's how long you need to be doing.
That's how long. Now, keep reading in that chapter. Yeah.
Corinthians 11:3.
Right.
All right, it reads. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve.
As the serpent beguiled Eve. How did the serpent beguile Eve? Through enticing her flesh.
Right.
That's how the serpent beguiled Eve. When you read the story about the garden, which that was a history as well as just a one-day story, it's a history. All right. The woman saw this fruit, which fruit is philosophies. You should know them by their fruits, the way they live. So ultimately, the woman said that the fruit was good to taste and pleasant to the eyes.
It was pleasing to the flesh,
So it was pleasing to the flesh. The way Esau is setting this world up, he's making it to where you can't live without technology. You can't have a particular quality of life unless you're on his grid.
Right.
He's pretty much luring you, and he's going to give you the ability to be entered into his new digital world by enticing you, by feeding you a different. That's what this whole NWO is. It's the fruit, nigga. It's the philosophy, man. That's this way, man. And the scriptures tell us she was commanded not to touch or taste it. She said, if you touch it, you shall die. Now, we ain't fooling with these idols. We ain't fooling with these philosophies. We turn from that wickedness, man. So our job is to keep the church, okay, and prepare her as a chaste virgin, man. To present her to the husband, man, to Yahushua. The bride is supposed to be preparing herself, all right, in the preliminaries, in the betrothal period. She's supposed to be getting her mind ready for her husband. Yep.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 10 and 11. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitness, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty.
Right.
Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she transgress against me.
The reason why I wanted to bring that out is because what the Apostle Paul was saying. He says, like you just read in verse 1. He said, I'm jealous over you with godly jealousy because I have espoused you unto one husband. So being espoused unto Yahushua, the Apostle Paul is he's like a father. He's like a father figure. Like, look, I'm about to marry you off. So you gotta be watched over with an impudent eye, man.
Right.
Because if you don't watch over her, your daughter, what can happen, man? She can go out there and commit adultery, be a harlot, be a hoe. And we gotta be as chaste virgins, man.
That's a stain to the family name.
Exactly.
A daughter that was a whore, like that, she was cut off from the family. That's why a lot of women went into prostitution, because the family, because she was a hoe, that hoe over there, you're not gonna tarnish our family name. You're cut off from the inheritance. You don't get shit. And ultimately, she would have to go out and fend for herself through prostitution. That in every society that existed. Okay, even when you go into the Bible, at the time Solomon was ruling, his first judgment was between two harlots. How did they get into the king's court? They were around. Okay. They've always been a big part of the economy. Every economy had them hold. They were there. And it's no different today. The internet, only fans.
Yep.
That's
There you go.
Economy. That controls minds.
Millions. Yep.
You know.
So even with that, that's likened unto Jake. So Jake is the biggest consumers.
Right.
Jake is the biggest consumers in the society and in the system. So if Esau can continue to get you going off being a harlot,
right,
he got
you know what I'm saying? Like that it's all spiritual, man.
Right.
So as the Apostle Paul is like, man, look, I gotta watch over, because at this time, man, you had all these different doctrines going out there. Yeah, Jake being corrupted, And he's like, man, no, that's not what I taught you, man. Look, that's not what I taught you, man. But it's Satan, and you're seeing it all happen again in the technological world that we're living in now, man. Where now AI is the new God, artificial intelligence.
Literally, he's telling you in his own words that it's artificial.
I'm gonna make up intelligence.
Yeah, it's not real.
Well, he telling you, I'm gonna make it up.
It's intelligence that's not real. But Jake is over here, ooh, you know, like that damn mosquito looking at the light. You know what I'm saying? Just and then they gonna get their ass zapped, man.
Right. Through. Where we at?
2 Corinthians 11:3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in the Mashiach.
It's simplicity in what you have a shot, man. It's a very simple task. I mean, it's not easy.
Right.
Okay? It's a light thing at the in a grand scheme of things. We're just vessels chosen, but you know?
Just when you come across this, oppression maketh the wise man mad, because you want righteousness to start being established in the planet, you know?
Right.
So the fight is against your flesh and your spirit. You want things to be right.
Right. So like Paul, bear with us in our folly, man. We know we crazy. But it's the foolishness of preaching that the elect will be delivered through, man.
Yep.
To save them that believe, man.
Man, that's heavy.
I had a precept. Nobody else had one.
You got it. You can break it down.
All right. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 5. It says, for this cause, when I could no longer forbear, I sent to know your faith, lest by some means the tempter have tempted you, and our labor be in vain. See that? And the tempter is tempting our people, man.
Right.
Beginning with those that know that they're Israelites, man.
Wow.
You know? Because at the end of the day, our labor, the scriptures tell us that the Lord is not, he's not forgetful. He's not
the labor of love.
Forget your works, your labor of love, man. This is a labor of love at the end of the day, man. Telling our people to repent, telling our people that war is getting ready to come, famine, pestilence, you know, and not to take the sea hill, man. That's an act of love, man.
But you look at us crazy, but the so-called pastors in the church ain't even warning you of this.
Exactly. They gonna tell you to take it.
For real, you go to him, give him all your money.
Yep.
Shit retarded.
See, but only the elect at the end of the day, only the elect of the nation of Israel is going to receive it. And that's the key. You got all these jakes talking about all Israel this, all Israel. We need to do this for all Israel. No, all Israel is not going to get it, man. Yahweh Shema Shah is only dealing with a small number, man.
Right.
And it's always been that way. When Abraham was called, it wasn't, you know, he was called out. There was plenty of sons of God, but he was the one that got called.
Yep.
You know?
That's it.
What then Isaiah 26. Isaiah 26:1. In that day shall this song be sung in the land of Judah.
Right. So all we got to do is endure unto the end. All right. And what's fulfilled. If you believe in what's written, man, like we're gonna be crowned literally by Yahweh Shai. All you have to do is endure unto the end. All you have to do is really mean it when you say, all right, to hell with this world. You got to really mean that. Right. That ain't just something you say. Like, you got to be to the point where I will, if I had to choose between taking a charagma and living and going back to the spirit world, I believe so hardcore in these prophecies, I believe I'll be raised up. Right. So I'm willing to sacrifice it. Right. I'm willing to sacrifice it, man. That's what Yahweh Shai's walk was about. Sacrificing.
Yep.
Okay? For righteousness' sake. And that was a great sacrifice. You know? That was a great sacrifice.
Israel, bro.
Because he fell to temptation as Adam.
Yep.
He fell to temptation as Solomon. So as Yahweh Shai, he put her as a way. He ain't deal with no women. And he was obedient to the point where he said, since I messed up those times, because those were kingdoms. Solomon had a kingdom. Adam had a kingdom. Adam wasn't just he just came to the earth with dates.
Right.
Oranges. Started naming birds. Got high and just named every bird.
Looking at, yeah.
Nah, man. Adam was a king and priest on earth, man.
Yep.
He had supreme knowledge.
Supreme intellect. He was on a level. Before the flood, bigger. Just a complete Superman.
He was a woman.
Right.
Isaiah 26:1. In that day shall this song be sung in the land of Judah. We have a strong city. Salvation will the Most High appoint for walls and bulwarks.
Right. And salvation is going to be those new bodies. That's going to be the wall, and nobody's going to be able to penetrate the chariots. Nobody's going to be able to penetrate the new body. There is no way for us to lose again. That's when we in the new covenant. That's when we good. That's when we can boast. That's when you can be proud in righteousness.
First Corinthians 15.
Right.
Yeah, talking about that. Talking about the mortal putting on immortal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. That's what we're fighting for, man. And most people who call themselves Israelites don't know that. They don't really know what they're being an Israelite, what we're being tied back to. You know? They think Adam, when they think Adam and Eve, it's based upon the God of this world, his breakdown.
Right.
It's just two people appeared.
Yeah, they're gonna argue about who thought it was.
Right, argue about who thought it was. The scriptures tell you who thought it was.
Right.
And they always got a depiction. Adam and Eve, you know, they walk down the garden and see an apple, they look at it, they're like looking around as if they don't know what the hell's going on. Like Adam just didn't, he had no clue what was happening. He was just created, he just popped up and like, oh man.
Getting a snake on the ground crawling and shit.
You know what I'm saying? Snake over here walking around. Like, come on, man.
Leatherman's Lucker stash.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something.
Right,
I know, right?
The snake had legs before the Lord cursed him to be on his belly all the days of his life.
Exactly.
So the serpent walking around with some big ass sandals on. With an apple.
Size 16 shoe and shit.
Nah, back then it was about a 40.
Oh, we talking about.
That nigga was the serpent? You know, he had some big ass feet.
Yeah.
Stomping through the garden. Shaving fire.
I know, right? I'm gonna finish this. Isaiah 26:2. Open ye the gates, that the righteous nation which keepeth the truth may enter in.
Right, the righteous nation.
That's
that
the
keeps
marriage.
The truth, man. And we are honored to have continued on, be a part of that generation that was responsible for continuing on this legacy of the sons of God that goes back to Adam. Okay? Through Abel, who had a more perfect sacrifice, through Seth, Enoch,
Right.
Noah, Shem, Ham, not Ham. Because you had Shem, Ham, and Japheth, but Shem was the chosen.
But yeah.
And out of Shem came our Faxad, all right, Eber eventually, Peleg.
Yeah.
And then you got Abraham eventually. He's of that line. Isaac, Jacob, who had 12 sons, man.
Yep.
And the Bible promised, the Lord promised Abraham, which was a blessing passed down through Isaac, through Jacob, that ultimately he would return them to that land. In the latter days, though they would be as the sand of the sea, it was promised to Abraham, your seed is going to be as the sand of the sea. Right? Mm-hmm. But we know through Isaiah, only a remnant is going to return. And what are we returning back to? To receive that promise that was given unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why Christians are so dead set on just cutting off Isaac and Jacob and we're going to take Abraham. No, there's a story tied to Abraham. Abraham is tied to Adam through Seth. Through Noah, through Shem. There's a particular story being laid.
They're just lazy-minded. It's a whole legacy behind it.
Right,
Abraham.
and we are that seed, all right, here in this time, returning to our legacy.
Bring it out. Abraham said, he said, in thee and in thy seed shall all nations of the earth be blessed.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Going into Yahushua and this Yahushua ultimately being the sacrifice for this gospel to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth where Israelites will be scattered.
Right.
You know? When you even get that word nations, it goes back to what? 12 tribes. Each nation, each individual tribe is its own nation.
Right.
That's
Each
crazy.
individual tribe is its own family.
Right.
Each individual tribe is its own house.
Right.
Its own kindred. You just can't just skip.
Can't
Isaac
waltz
and
over there like
somebody get Genesis 35 and 10. Because this promise didn't never go away. See, we believe in the volume of the book up here.
Right.
We believe in the whole narrative that was told. Right. You can't open the Bible up at Matthew and think you got an understanding. No, there is no way. Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 35, verse 10. And the power said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee.
So a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. Read, somebody get that in the NLT.
Oh, well, you got what?
A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee.
Were you reading that, Taj?
Genesis 35 and 10.
So that proves what the priest Taj just said. That each tribe is likened unto a nation. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. Somebody got it?
You said
35 and 11, my bad.
Oh, 35:11. In Genesis 35:11 in NLT, then the Most High said, I am Elishadja,
yeah.
the Most High.
Which means terrible demon-like power.
Oh.
Yeah.
He gonna show up again.
That was another name that he was known by in that time.
Because Yahweh Shai is for salvation, but when Elishadja come in town, it's a whole different ball game. So now's the time to get your ass right and ask for repentance.
Right.
Then the Most High said, I am Elishadja, the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. You will become a great nation, even many nations, kings. Kings will be among your descendants.
Woo.
Damn, that's a...
So how is that? Is every nation
right.
a part of that? The Moabites can now just be grafted into that promise. Keep going, because there's a promise being told. Go ahead.
In NLT?
Yeah.
Verse 12, and I will give you the land I once gave to Abraham and Isaac.
See, the land. I will give you the land that I gave to Abraham and to Isaac. Ishmael didn't get the promise of that land. Ishmael got a blessing.
Put out.
Esau didn't get the promise of that land. Esau got a blessing. But this promise is to who? Go ahead.
Yes, I will give it to you and your descendants after you.
And your descendants after you. Go ahead.
Then the Most High went up from the place where he had spoken to Jacob.
So there you go.
Yep.
Each tribe is likened to a nation, man.
Man.
See? And we come up that stock. We believe that through faith. Because the scriptures say in Jeremiah 31, if the sun is still out and you still see the moon, all right, then that means the seed of Israel is on the earth.
He told Esau, if you can go to the depth of the oceans and do this, I get rid of my people, but you can't. So it's still standing.
If you can block out the ordinance of the sun and the moon, which he's trying to do, then ultimately, if you're able to do that, then I'll cast away the seed of Israel. So that right there alone gives us comfort. Oh, okay. Well, shit, I damn sure I'm seeing the sun. I see the moon. So you don't need a DNA test. Exactly. It's just basically like, okay, well, shit, somebody had to wake up of that seed. I did it. We did it. You know, like, hey, I'm an Israelite.
It's all, but the thing is, it's already written that it's all going to be according to the Spirit anyway. Man.
Right.
It ain't about, actually pinpointing, I'm an Israelite because my line, I'm over here looking at my genealogy tree and it goes back to Aaron or whatever. Right. You're not going to even, all that, those records have been destroyed anyway, man.
Right.
See, it's all about faith, man.
Right.
When Abraham was called, he didn't ask the Lord, well, Lord, you tell me to go to this land, where is it? You know what I'm saying? But what's in this land, though? Truly, what you really got going on? No, he just went.
Right.
Bro, he didn't even question sacrificing his son.
He just did it.
He believed on a high level, man. Because you got to think, it's like the Lord tells you, all right, because Abraham got the blessing, and Abraham was like, well, damn, I don't have no seed to pass this to. I'm going to just give it to my servant then. The Lord was like, nah, you finna have a child. And he was like, what?
He actually said, the angel said, I'm going to come back unto you in the time of life.
Right.
And we already know who that angel that was talking to him was.
Right.
That was Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
Where's that at?
Right. Right. And the time of life is also, when you look that up, it's talking about the spring.
Yeah, because everything dies in winter.
Yeah, when you look it up, the time of life is the spring. And Yahweh Shai was born on the spring. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai was born in the spring. The Passover. Right. So at the time of life too, when you look that up, it's also talking about the spring. I'm gonna return to you in the time of the spring, And I'm going to bring forth Isaac. Solomon, I believe, was born in the spring too. He was. 'Cause it was something that's dealing with war they don't do.
Oh, yeah,
His-
when the kings fought,
Right.
They go to war in the spring.
Right, and that's when he was born.
Yeah.
See?
So many nuggets, man. There's so many things.
There's
that,
so much, bro.
So many spiritual things.
Right,
So much.
right. Where we at? Or is that?
That was it in what I had in Isaiah 26,
Right. What time is it?
9 o'clock,
What time they usually close at?
8:30.
All right, man. So with that,
They be waiting on you.
hopefully y'all edify, man. We will give all praises to the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
You can cut it off.
DTA.